Now back to our continuing coverage of the Democratic National Convention, which was teetering on the brink of chaos at times today.
It sure was. 24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Albin is our man in Philadelphia. He's joining us now live with a recap of day one. Rick?
Well, it certainly didn't go as scripted. I would say that much for sure. Starting over the weekend with those emails that were leaked out, and then, of course, that meant the Democratic National Committee chairman had a decision to make. She decided to step down, finally decided to pull out of the convention. So today was a day where a lot of Sanders delegates were very concerned, very angry about what they thought was unfair treatment to their candidate. But Sanders himself was texting those delegates saying, "Do not demonstrate on the floor." And tonight he gave a very impassioned speech about his political revolution and also about the need to elect Hillary Clinton president. And I know there are a lot of folks in the Clinton camp that hope that that will be enough to get this convention back on its right track and get off of that teetering motion that you talked about, Brian.
Rick, I know that it was a lot more unsettled than they expected it to be today. And Bernie Sanders spoke tonight. How big of a shadow does Bernie cast over this convention, or is this a one-night off event for him?
Well, that's a really good question. I would suggest that Bernie Sanders may have had his biggest night tonight, but let's not forget there are more than 1,000 delegates out there, 1,800 or so delegates that are going to vote for him, and he encouraged them to do that when they do the roll call tomorrow night. So Bernie Sanders isn't done, at least not in his mind. But as far as the impact on this convention, I think the big part of that may be over. But then again, remember these things, as I said earlier in one of my reports yesterday, these things can take on a life of their own, and it certainly did today. So I wouldn't rule anything out tomorrow, but I think things will get back to normal.
And Rick, we heard a lot, cheering, a lot of boos. Does this really just set the tone for the rest of the convention?
Yeah, again, I don't think so. I think things will start to turn around into a more normal pattern. But again, I don't think any of this is debilitating for Hillary Clinton. In fact, some of it might be good, because one of the things they were concerned about early on was the so-called coronation of Hillary Clinton. Certainly, this is no coronation, so this may show that she's a bit of a fighter and was able to win this thing on the up and up. So all in all, I don't think it's going to be that big a deal. I promise you, the third week in October, we are not going to be talking about what happened here, I don't think, with these Sanders delegates over the past couple of days.
All right. We're going to hold you to that one. All right. Rick Albin reporting live from Philadelphia tonight. Rick, we will see you later this week. And, of course, Rick is in Philadelphia this week, bringing us coverage from the convention. You can look for his live reports until it wraps up on Thursday.